Blimba Chicken Chow Mein, AKMK, and a whole bunch of other AKAs. The Sobering Podcast. It's not even a season, whatever. It's a special episode.
Impromptu.
Super impromptu. It's Big Frat, aka Young Diggable Planet, because I'm cool like that.
Cool like that. I'm cool like that. Kitso
I think that one is a conceptual one.
It's very apt. Very apt as well.
It's very, very apt, you know?
Young Diggable Planet?
Yeah.
Young Diggable Planet.
Planet. Just one planet.
Young Diggable Planet. Just one.
Just one planet.
Yeah.
Because you're cool like that.
Yeah.
I'm cool like that.
Okay. Let my bro get his intro. You said it nicely.
A long time.
Okay, man. Done. Like we said, it's a special episode, impromptu, but we had to do it. We've got a man.
I'm sure you hear the noise behind.
Yeah, like,
that's how impromptu it is.
Yeah.
Excuse the noise.
But I don't even know where to start. I mean, this guy, for a person like me, I can say that like this dude raised me through music. You know?
Make me feel old.
That's because Kitso's my big brother, and Kitso would bring your music back to the crib, and that just, opened me up to a whole new world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even know how to intro you, because it's like another brother as well.
Yeah.
Through music.
Also, you don't want to do a disservice because there's so much.
There's too much.
Yeah.
There's too much. You know what I mean? It's lessons, it's music.
My brother.
In every shape and form. Crossing. That's how impromptu it is.
We gotta keep that in there.
Yeah, we definitely are. I mean, like, but yo, a warm welcome to Ninth Wonder, man. Yeah. Ninth Wonder, Ninth Matic.
Thank you, man.
Yo, it's a glorious occasion, man, and we happy to have you here on the Sobering
Jamla
podcast,
in the
man.
house.
Jamla in the house.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes,
definitely. And I mean, like, I think that's why I introed myself this time as
the Young Diggable Planet.
Young Diggable Planet.
because I think that's how almost your name came about, right?
Yeah. It came from Diggable Planets. It came from a song called Ninth Wonder, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's where I got my name from. Yeah.
So, man, I mean, like, you're here, and I know that you really wanted to frequent South Africa, but I mean, the pandemic has halted that for a bit.
This is time number 6 or 7. I got to count again, but we've been here a number of times. I know I've been here 7 times in the last 10 years. And every time it's gotten better and better and better. But every time it's gotten normal too. Like, you know what I mean? Because it feels like home, you know what I mean? The first time it was different, but this time, like, I know, we having chicken licking today. Like, I've been trying to hold it off.
Does normal mean that you know which sign to call the taxi with? Oh.
You say what now?
I'm saying, does normal, because you're saying it feels normal now, does it mean that you even know how to call taxis? How to get
See, what's crazy is, we had a driver last time. Like, the first time we was driven around. Like, the third or fourth time we had Audis. Audi sponsored our driving. Which further pushed me to buy one for. So we basically have family here now. So we'll Uber, but for the most part, our family will take us around.
Oh, yeah.
Long story short, he doesn't know how to.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I think you go to the minibus taxis.
I'm not do that.
Okay, cool.
Now, Mkheto will teach you a couple of signs.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
If your data's down and you can't get an Uber, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But delving into it, man, I mean, like, your history is extensive. And I don't know, in terms of, we can't even fit it into any pod. You know what I mean? I mean, from music to teaching, it's just a vast space.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where you're in right now. But in terms of balancing the music and the education, where are you finding yourself right now?
I just, for me, it's all music to me, pretty much. But I'm in this place where DJing, producing, and being a professor all goes in one, but it's all a chain. I make it, I play it, and I can talk about it. You know what I mean? So I can make the music, I can comment on the music that I make and the music that other people has made. But then I can also and I can play it, but I can also talk about it and put it in lecture form. Mm-hmm. Some people can do one or two. Not too many of us can do three. Yeah. You know what I mean? That can make it and then play it and then explain it to the layman or explain it to somebody that doesn't understand what we see and what we hear in music. And so, that's kind of the trifecta. Yeah. I make it, I play it, and I can talk about it.
We saw a clip of a young guru saying something very interesting. He said, you and him teaching for you kind of keeps you young because you get to get the perspective of an 18-year-old.
Yeah. I've been teaching for 16 years, right? I started teaching when I was 31. I'm 47 now. Mm-hmm. At the time when I was 31, there were 18-year-olds in my class. That 18-year-old is much different from an 18-year-old now. Yeah. See the world totally different. So we have a hands-on, right in front of us, litmus test of what 18-year-olds are thinking about. Yeah. And a lot of us in the older generation, we walk around like we think we know, and you have no idea what a room full of 18-year-olds have to say about the music, about the culture, what they care about, what they don't. And I have a chance to talk to them all the time, right? And they say, well, I got kids. Yeah, those your kids. I'm talking about all different type of kids from all different race, colors, and creeds, from all different socioeconomic backgrounds. They don't think the same, and this is the reasons why. So, that keeps us young. It keeps us, and it helps us still make the music we want to make, but be able to adapt it to them, though. We don't lose ourselves in what we make, but we want to be able to keep the formula that they can understand it. Yeah.
And you've basically been able to tap into everything that you've been interested in as a kid. From a formal
crazy.
From a formal perspective and recreational perspective, because from a recreation point, you love music and then you make music, right? And then from a formal perspective, when you were in school, I'm guessing you majored in history, but you also studied teaching, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was going to be a history teacher. Yeah. And then that came to be. Right.
So how do you find yourself in that full circle? Is it the whole manifestation thing, or was it all deliberate?
It's the creator. It's manifestation. It's law of attraction. It's thinking about something all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think people understand the energies that come with thinking about something all the time. You know how they say, don't talk about yourself in a negative way because, that energy can come about. Yeah. But people don't take a lot of time saying affirmative things or thinking of affirmative things. For now, I want to be involved closely. I'm already involved in basketball, but I wanted to be involved with, closer with the NBA, the National Basketball Association. And I'm getting a chance some way, somehow to do so. I was a Duke fan for a very long time, Duke basketball. Yeah. Been teaching the Duke for the last 12 years. I used to watch Coach Mike Krzyzewski on television. Yeah. Now he's my friend. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just crazy how those things can just come to light without you just thinking about it all the time. Just thinking about, always constantly thinking about it. And it comes to fruition, man. I can't explain it, but that's how it happens. For me, at least. Yeah. So,
with all this happening, what is your role at Jamla?
I'm the CEO, founder, the Alpha and Omega. I'm the end all be all. I am the. But I have a wonderful team. You know what I mean? Cash is my label president. Tia is my label vice president, who I've known Tia since we were 14. We're now 47. It's crazy. To be blessed to have friends that long. Yeah. Young Guru is my director of operations. So kind of the setup is now, and it's kind of like we just kind of figured it out organically. Guru lives in Los Angeles. I'm in North Carolina. I'm kind of on the creative side where mold the artist, get the artist right, this, that, and the third from an artist director standpoint, development standpoint. And when it's time, they move to LA with Guru. And then Guru does all the label stuff. He's close to the Rock Nation. We don't have a Rock Nation office in North Carolina. So it's like a process. So we're making it out to be, are you ready to go stay with Guru? You know what I mean?
It's like boot camp.
It's boot camp. So you deal with me and deal through artist direction and development. And then when it's time, we'll ship you out. And right now, Ruben is there, right? Ruben Vincent is with Guru, and he's, you know, we have the partnership with Rock Nation, so his album's coming soon, and you know, we'll see who's next to go stay with Guru.
While we're still here with Jamla, when I know Ruben is with Young Guru now, but what are the plans? Where does the next Jamla as the squad fit into those plans?
Yeah, we're working on Jamla the Squad 3. Ruben has recorded so many songs. We want to name it just Ruben the Squad because he is. But no, man, Jamla the Squad 3 is coming, man. It's going to be dope. I can't wait for everybody to hear what we have. It's going to have my man Reason from TDE on it. And that's all the name I'm going to say right now. But nah, man, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be our compilation. Shouts to Raucous because our Gems as a Squad is their version of sound bombing.
Yeah,
I wanted to do Gems as a Squad because the sound bombing tapes were so great, and so to showcase the entire label of Raucous and their friends.
Yeah.
So that's what the idea I got for Gems as a Squad. Yeah.
I mean, also you mentioned Guru living in Los Angeles. Other people who also live in Los Angeles are your, I'd say, band members, dinner party.
Right.
Yeah. So how was it working on that with you?
I'm just in North Carolina by myself all the time. Now, because they're all in LA, man. They be in LA all the time. They're in LA. I mean, it was. We wanted something that was gonna show the hip hop generation that hip hop is closer to jazz than you think.
Yeah.
And show the jazz generation that jazz is closer to hip hop than you think. So that's why we did it, and it became a great marriage, man. Where Quincy Jones praised it, man, and I was like, "Wow,
it's a beautiful
That's
album.
crazy. Yeah.
And I didn't know. You never know how songs touch other people until you travel.
Yeah.
And last night I played First Responders, and they lost it.
Yeah. I mean, it's big out here. The album is big.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I would, I know, Johannesburg and beyond has a great appreciation for music.
Yeah.
But even on the Dinner Party album, I thought Sleepless Nights or something. First Responders is the one that went through the roof.
Up.
Yeah.
It went up.
Love You also goes up. Love You, the last song. That goes up as well.
See what I'm saying? So that, it's good to get that vibe, because sometimes I think artists from the United States only think from a very stateside thought process, and then kind of forget that other things vibrate or have different vibrations throughout the globe.
We can take the album cuts as well here,
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually love the album cuts.
we love the album cuts.
I'm saying.
It becomes a really organic experience when
Right.
in terms of the music here and what people gravitate towards too. But now you mentioned something very interesting, right? Like you mentioned how close the proximity of closeness with jazz and hip hop, and the jazz is also one of the genres that like is also academically, started upon it and studied, and the same goes with hip hop, right? Now I've always wondered, what does a hip hop curriculum look like? And
for me, I always teach from the historical standpoint first, starting from leaving this continent. And a lot of people don't think of hip hop in that particular direction. I ask most of my students when does hip hop start, and they say,
the 70s.
The 70s, or the Rapper's Delight is unusual,
Cool.
but when I say 1600, year 1600, they're like, what? You know what I mean? They really don't understand, the traditions take it from here. Black Americans has been using for a very long time, just the idea of messaging and passing messages through generation and generation, and how certain customs were remixed every generation. That's hip hop, you know what I mean? So it starts from there, and then once it hits the States, and we go through a lot of legislation that was passed in order for this to happen, for this to happen, his to happen, for Kool Herc to even end up in the Bronx. You know what I mean? That's where it starts. So that's what it looks like for me. And most students that sit in my class, they think, we're going to talk about Drake first day. No, we're not. Like, we don't even get to him for a very long time. But I think that's the only way that we can put our art form truly in the institution is to make it, it's a genius art form. We need to teach it like it's such.
Yeah.
It can't be just so, hip hop started with Rappers Delight and this is it. No, you have to understand this had to happen, this, before we even get to this.
Yeah.
So that's what the curriculum looks like for me.
Oh man! While we're still here, even on teaching, your friend Young Guru has a scholarship with that he takes kids to engineering school in Cape Town. Are those some of your aspirations to sort of like, I don't want to say lend a helping hand, but sort of teach? Would we see Ninth Wonder at Vids or something like that?
Yeah, I hope so. It's crazy because I love music and I love basketball so much, and I'm still on the undying search to show the world how the two is tied. Well, hip hop and basketball are tied together so much.
Yeah.
It's funny because by the date, hip hop started in before they even called it hip hop. The culture started in 1973 in the Bronx. At the same time, there was a very legendary and still a legendary playground game, playground basketball game in New York City called the Rucker.
Oh yeah, the Rucker.
Right, and
I don't even want to talk about the Rucker.
And it's so coincidental that the Rucker and the culture started at the same time in the same city. So if that doesn't show you the marriage in between the two, it's it's crazy. Just the idea of basketball and just music and community has all been this one thing for the past 40-something years, almost 50 years now. Almost. So
it's like 49, right?
Yeah,
right.
I think it was 48. Yeah, 49. Could be 49.
Yeah.
73. Yeah, next year is 50.
Yeah, it's 50, man.
That's what I'm saying. 49.
Yeah, man.
I had to do that.
You do the math.
Yeah, I had to. Doesn't come naturally to me.
Now, I'd be remiss not to ask this. Little brother.
Be remiss. Nah, man. I mean, I usually don't, talk about it or whatever.
I know.
Because I personally don't believe family business is family business. I've always thought that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even so, it hasn't stopped the three of us from doing what we want to do in music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fonte has foreign exchange music. He has the podcast with Questlove Supreme.
Love it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Pooh is making music. Pooh manages Loot from Dreamville.
Oh, what?
Right. So he's looking into management. And at one point he had a sports podcast. I don't know if he still does it, but he's still making music too.
Yeah.
Groups are tough, man. Groups are tough. You know what I mean? So this is where we stand. And Little Brother is a 2-man group now. And now for me, it's Jamla.
Yeah,
And this is how
Jamla is
it
the
goes.
squad.
Right.
But you do still bump the stuff because the stuff is still.
It's still.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna play it.
Not the old stuff. I mean, the new stuff is also.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's even times, we get back and set and then the left back.
Yeah.
The stuff that Crisis did, I really like. The stuff that Ill Mind did, I really like.
Yeah.
There was a Little Brother song that Ill Mind did called Right Here. I thought was one of the best songs we had. He got a few, Ill Mind got a few on the Chitlin Circuit that was crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still play it. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's just real fire, man.
Yeah.
But now, in terms of, I mean, like you and like still traveling through these times, you know what I mean? And still being able to collaborate with like all tiers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have the breaking artists, and then you also
You have the Jay-Z's as well.
You got Jay-Z, you got the Destiny's Child, Mary J. Blige. I mean,
You're
like,
my girl.
and then
I'm gonna start doing that when I start singing.
Throw it in the air.
I know what that means. Okay.
you know what I mean? And then even in this age, you got like on like phenomenal songs, like you work with like a Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like how is it for you to stay on the pulse like that and to be, I guess, also accessible to new artists for them to collaborate with you? What's the space that you have to be in to be like
And
that?
also still doing it from home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you didn't move out and like kind of get in the culture or in the business.
Go to New York.
You know,
say,
the
let's
CBDs,
play the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a poem called "If" by Rudyard Kipling. If you know this poem, "If" by Rudyard Kipling. There's a sentence in it that said, "If you can walk with kings, nor lose the common touch," and I live by that. I've been with Jay and Kings and Queens. I've been with Jay and Destiny's Child and Kendrick, and I think the latest thing I've done on a major project was DJ Khaled. Before that, it was 2 Chainz. Kendrick was before that. Anderson .Paak was before that. You know, I think it started when I remember the night I played beats for Jay-Z, right? And I played beats for him. He asked for the beat CD to ride home to. I was on cloud 9, right? Y'all ever been to New York City before?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Manhattan, you know, old Rockefeller Studios, Baseline Studios was on 26th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue. Me and my friends walked from 26th Street to 42nd. I can't even remember the block.
That's blocks.
That's blocks. I can't even remember the blocks. And the person I talked to for at least 10 of those blocks was Merce. Merce was the guy I was on the phone with. Me and Merce hadn't
forgot
recorded.
about that. That album was huge.
So this is September 2003. We hadn't recorded 316 yet.
Yeah.
So, but we had been talking throughout the year. And so when I told him, I said, man, you'll never believe it. I played beats for Jay-Z. And the first thing Merce said was, oh, I guess we ain't doing the album. and I said, nah, man, we're gonna do it. and so the Black Album was released November 14th or 20th of 2003, one of the two. Merce came down 6 days later, and we started 316.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the beginning of me having a record on a major label, but me still working with Merce.
Yeah.
At the time was Living Legends,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Considered underground.
Yeah.
And I said, well, man, I can live in both worlds at the same time and still do what I do.
Yeah.
And so then Merce came, and then I started working with De La after that, shortly after that. And then I met Jean Grey. And then I got the call to do Destiny's Child.
yeah.
So now I got Jay, Merce, Jean Grey,
De La.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Right? Did I do it right? Beyonce. So I got all, so I'm like, yo, and so then Girl became my first official single with a video.
Yeah.
And then after that, I worked with Buckshot.
Oh, damn.
So I was like, I can be in both worlds. I don't have to be, you know, because all of the stuff that's up here, I didn't expect any of that. I expected me to be in the underground and work. But then I started jumping, bam, 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 just jumping back and forth in one. I was in the metaverse before we even talking about the metaverse, man. I was living in 2 different universes.
But after the J placement, wasn't it like Fat Joe, like yesterday's price?
It was not today's price.
Yeah. Okay.
But I made it my point for that rule applied to the mainstream.
Okay.
I was an A-list producer at that time in the mainstream.
Yeah.
But if you come in to work with me and do an album, we just gonna get it. And we're gonna get it how we get it. And so I never charged Merce what I charged Destiny's Child. I never charged Buckshot what I charged Destiny's Child. It makes sense. So I started to live in this, you know, and it's funny because I had a conversation with Alchemist a long time ago. And you know, I just remember that conversation we had and I started to see him do albums with just one person. And now he's killing it. You know what I mean? Where him and Freddie Gibbs were nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was Merce, Jean Grey, Buckshot. I did 7 albums with Merce, 2 with Jean. You only heard one of them.
Where's the other way? I was about to
on
say.
my computer, it's a joint called the Phoenix. So that I did 3 with Buckshot.
So
all in a 2-3 year span, 4 year span.
Why didn't the Phoenix drop?
It never dropped.
It just dropped.
I just got it on my computer. It's crazy.
Are there any plans to drop it?
Man, we did that record 2006, 2007. That's a 15-year-old album, man.
Put it on
Yeah,
Bandcamp.
you want to, because I was about to say, bro, like there was a point, it's like what, 07, 08, my iPod was like 60%.
Yeah.
Ninth Wonder. Like Little Brother.
I think my little iPod was just Ninth Wonder.
Like Little Brother. And then the albums that you do for like the Godson.
Which was also a mistake. God Stepson was a mistake too.
God Stepson.
Was a
Which
mistake.
I loved more than Godson, by the way.
Oh,
like,
word?
That was a total.
Why is it a mistake?
How was it a mistake?
It was a mistake. What I mean by a mistake was I didn't expect it to get as big as it got. I just did it. I did it in a weekend. I remixed it in a weekend, and my man from his name's Ian Davis. He from the West Coast took it, and then he sent the cover back with with the head, whatever. I said, man, what is this, man? He said, let's call it God's Stepson. And it just took off, and I said, wow, like it took off.
Yeah,
it did, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because that's how
it was
Guru found out
something else.
about you as well, man. Oh.
Guru found out about me going to Fat Beats in New York City, which is a vinyl store, of course.
Yeah.
And he heard a very bad, low quality of Speed and Whatever You Say. And he actually went to Fat Beats to buy the album. And then he was playing it in the studio all early 2003. Just Blaze was coming in there. Kanye was coming in there.
Yeah.
And so that was his way of playing it so Jay can kind of hear it. You know what I mean? So, but that was at a time where in the internet, you didn't know who was listening to your music. You kind of know now. You can track them. They got a profile.
Yeah.
You didn't know who was listening to your music in 2003. It was all a guessing game. And it just so happens Young Guru was one of those people. Yeah.
Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like I say, man, that was a great point in my
time.
life.
Yeah.
Genius for me is like the
I don't
top
think I
10
have
album,
Phoenix
bro.
on my computer.
Really?
I can't remember.
So probably might not even exist anymore.
No, it exists.
Oh, okay.
It has to be
Hopefully
backed up somewhere.
find it and put it out. Because
At least on
I need
Bandcamp or
another.
something.
I need another Jean Grey and Night.
Yeah.
Selfishly,
Yeah.
Phoenix
Genius
is
like one of
Phoenix
the
is
greatest
crazy.
rap albums. Period.
Phoenix is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix is crazy.
I just want to ask now, when you were doing God's Stepson, did that sort of create some sort of relationship with you and Nas at all?
No, Nas in here till much years later. Many years later when he actually heard it. Because again, I didn't, it was selfish for me. I just want to hear him rap on something else. So I made the something else.
Oh.
But again, it got out to the world and it became this like thing that has followed me since 2003, since I made it. I made it the first or second weekend of January 2003. That's when I made it. And it's now almost 20 years later and people still talking about God's Stepson, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Remix albums are lit, man. And then Ninth Matic.
Yeah, no, listen. There was a time in my life. Everybody has times in their life.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm ever going to revisit. It's crazy. One time, though, what year was it? I think a couple years back, 3-4 years back. It was right after Damn. Kendrick texted me and was like, man, why am I listening to you rapping on YouTube? I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, you rap, man? I said, not really. He said, man, I love your voice, man.
I was about
I'm
to
about
say
to do
that.
something. I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything, Kendrick. But yeah, that was it's funny that he discovered that, but yeah, it was something I started messing around with, man, just to see, and some people loved it. I was surprised some people loved it. But I ain't rapped in a long time, bro.
Why not?
What?
I just thought it was cool, man, because Christ is still rhyming. Me and Christ started rhyming around the same time.
Yeah.
Crisis is still rapping. Shouts to Crisis. But I'm good.
I just don't think that that's an itch that never stops.
Yeah, I was
itching.
about to say.
I might help, it's crazy. We're still working on the next Smith & Wesson album that we're working on. The first one we did was called The All. This is the next one we're working on. And sometimes I get in and murmur like a cadence of some sort, but I ain't putting no words to it. That's hard, man. Rapping is hard. It's hard to me.
I wish you could tell more people that.
More people need to know.
Hey, look, man.
Everybody can rap.
Listen. I saw a meme a couple of days ago saying, everybody want to rap, but we need more electricians.
Yep.
We
do, especially here.
Especially here. Oh, my word.
I'm gonna add everybody want a DJ, but we need more electricians.
Yeah, that's even worse. Listen, that's even worse, man.
We need more electricians.
Would I be wild in saying that you turned down an offer to be on The Big Steppers with Kendrick when he was asking you about you rapping?
Did I turn down an offer for rapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
So I didn't know anything about no Big Steppers then. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I was like, nah, man. Like, nah. I didn't think he was serious. He was just talking like, man, you rapping, man? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm rapping. Man, how old is this? Let's say at this time. I was like, it's like 8 years old. He's like, for real? Man, nah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, nah, man.
Well, now, how is it like, just the last question in terms of like, you know, the people that you've also like basically helped groom, you know? Mm-hmm. How is it to watch like a Rap City go from that to here as well, you know, and her to be basically one of the best lyricists in
it's just an unbelievable sigh of relief for me and a weight off my shoulders. Because what you got to understand is running a label and having artists, they're looking for you. I mean, the responsibility is on them some too, but they're looking for you to you're supposed to help me make it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so a lot of cats come up to me, man, I want to sign a Jamla. I'm like, I'll be like, it's Bethlehem over there, man. Ain't no room in the inn over here, man. I'm like, it's because you're gonna come over here, you're gonna have to sit, because I got these people I gotta put on first before I even get to you. You know what I mean? So that's this tough thing, because when rap makes it, and now Ruben, that's 2 now. So you still got Heather, you got Swank and Draft, you got Q, you got Ian Kelly, you still got, you know, my producers want to eat. You still got a stable of artists and producers looking at me like, all right, man, like what's next? And that's an unbelievable pressure. I don't think people really understand. You know what I mean? But rap making it was a sigh of relief for me. Ruben making was really it's like, all right, I did it once, I did it again. Now I'm gonna see if I can do it again.
Yeah, and then with that said, just to run that thought off, your artists look up to you. So how much pressure do you then put on them in terms of creative direction musically? Do you then feel like, okay, cool, if you're looking up to me, this is how we're gonna do it?
I mean, it's a balance. You know, if you let them have their artistic freedom and at the same time, because artists are gonna think like, this is the feeling I want to get off. Yeah. This is the feeling I want to do. This is the story I want to tell. Me as a producer is like, yeah, all that's cool, but you got to be jamming, man. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I understand what you're trying to do, but there's a thin line between taking somebody where you want them to go, meaning artists to fans. Artists do things where they, you know, come in my world and see what my head is. Yeah. That's cool, but your average fan might not be able to understand it. Maybe 20 years from now. Yeah. But I think the best version of we've seen of slowly bringing the fans along, and they also expressed themselves artistically, was Outkast. Outkast did that. I don't think anybody's done it like them. Yeah. To be able to push the envelope and not lose their audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think of.
Yeah, I mean, we're out of time.
I think we're out of time,
we're out of time. Thank you.
We appreciate
for sharing your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for the nugget on hip-hop's history. And I think that, because that's how we get trolled here.
Yeah.
Why are you into this hip-hop? It's just all American.
And now we've got
it's quite African.
It's from home.
Yeah.
It's definitely from, like, it's just the idea of the griot and the bar traditions around the continent. I don't care what tribe you belong to, your ancestry belong to. I don't care what country we're talking about. In each tribe, as it goes, there's a rite of passage for 13-year-olds. Am I correct by saying this? Like 12, 13, 14-year-old males.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And one of those things is you have to be able to tell the rest of your village or your tribe what was going on in your tribe. It's like you were a scribe or a scholar. You call them bard traditions, you call them griots, but you also call them truth sayers.
Yeah.
You're supposed to tell the truth about what's going on in your village. Yeah. Well, that got translated into the United States if I'm from Atlanta, it is up to me as an Atlanta rapper to tell you what's going on in Atlanta. The problem is now, in tribes and villages, you had to be able to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do rappers tell the truth?
Open-ended question.
That's a drop, Michael.
And just like that, yo, Roa, we need that. We need that nugget. That's the nugget. Thank you so much.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
No problem,
Appreciate
brother.
this. We're gonna be
Much
watching
appreciated.
out to the gig. It's a vibe, man.
Yeah.
My man.
Aware.
Thank you, bro.
I'm still in this, man. You understand?
Cool, man.